Dr. Marcacius, what I think is going on is that while he is not stressed out for being Dr. Marcacius, he is stressed out over his obsession with trying to save Mommy. I know that means that I should probably put a stop to it, but the thing about that is if I tell him off, he probably would scream at me, and I don't want him to scream at me because screaming is bad for my sensory issues, which means I could be pushed into crying, which always means I'm going to have a temper tantrum, and no one in my family wants that. So to prevent a domino effect, I don't ever want to start things up with Dr. Marcacius. I love Dr. Marcacius, I really do. It is just, he is really scary with how his new persona is. He always acts high class in a rude way when we are at our dinner table in Robbinsog, which bothers my parents, but compared to some of the other stuff that Dr. Marcacius has pulled, we are fine with it because no one is in any danger, and considering that a person has been charged for endangering me, danger is something we need to watch out for more rather than others' rudeness. Back to my injury, the boy who did it to me has had charges pressed against him by Mommy. There will be a trial at the Cook County Juvenile Court in a few days on December 1st. They want me to testify in the courtroom so I get to leave school early on Friday, December 1st. And it is this Friday, which means more of a weekend for me. And the convenient thing is, the courthouse is located further down the Blue Line, closer to downtown Chicago, so I'm not going out of my way to Robbinsog because of it, which is nice. I love the Blue Line. Even though it's not green, it is still so much fun riding in the tunnels underneath downtown Chicago and in between the divider on I-290. I just don't love it as much as the Green Line because the Green Line is green. That's why I love going to Garfield Park Conservatory and the Secret Spot so much, because we get to take the Green Line. I may have said this already, but in case I didn't, again, I wasn't on the Green Line that much into we need to burrow in our secret spot. I also love going to the conservatory and the secret spot so much because they are so beautiful. Looking at the sun's reflection up on the pond is just exceedingly beautiful. However, going to Garfield Park is what I would consider my mommy if my mommy was a building. Garfield Park has everything in the world for me, and that is my mommy can also provide, which are a slide for fun, and my mommy provides me fun, food and my mommy provides me food, paths for adventure, and my mommy always provides me adventure in the United States, particularly around Chicago, and most importantly, ceiling fans, which are my main interests, which my mommy has provided free of me in Robbinsog. My love for ceiling fans is pretty much the most essential thing about me, behind how much I love my mother. One of the first ceiling fans I ever saw when I was newborn, and it was decided to have a family shoot. It was really decided to have a family shoot in the garden room on Navy Pier. It was huge, and my parents have told me, despite me being only 2 weeks old, they had huge difficulty getting me on to look at the camera. And I was awake the whole time and just could not stop looking at the ceiling fan in the garden room. And when we explored other shops on Navy Pier, we came across other shops with more ceiling fans in them, but they were a lot smaller size-wise in the garden room on Navy Pier. And that's how I feel I love in ceiling fans. Of course, not all ceiling fans I like. Once, I think for a spring break, we were looping Lake Michigan and we stopped in a grocery store common in Michigan called Meyer, and there was a single ceiling fan in the vestibule, and it was off, and the hauntingness of it scared me, and I had nightmares for weeks because of it. I love the ones in our nation of Robbinsog. My parents always allow me to go in their room to play with theirs, and I am excited for when we go down to Orlando in a few weeks to stop at Fanimation on the way down in Indianapolis to visit it and solve the puzzle The Return left us. I am excited to solve the puzzle of the return with Dr. Marcacius and Sam, because I think, like Sam and Dr. Marcacius, that the return is going to be the key to saving Mommy and bringing happiness back to our family. The only thing that bothers me about this is that two of the hotels we were staying at are not downtown high-rises, and my parents only make us stay at downtown high-rises. I know we were staying at high-rises in Cincinnati and Atlanta on the way down, but not in Valdosta and Mammoth Cave National Park on the way back up. To my knowledge, I think they still think that Dr. Marcacius was the one who booked them, so let's keep it that way. I must admit that when it comes to this whole project of us trying to save Mommy, I don't know how to feel about Dr. Marcacius taking all these bullets for the return. I know he is doing it because I know he doesn't want an innocent or good person to go to jail. But the truth of the matter is I think hiding these secrets from Mommy and Daddy is what's stressing out Dr. Marcacius, which is why he is acting crazy. In regards to Dr. Marcacius being stressed because of him keeping secrets for his sanity's sake, I hope he is discussing this with Hannah. Hannah, for what she told me, was a psychology minor. I personally don't know what that is, but Dr. Marcacius has told me that it is useful for him to try and talk about things with Hannah. I actually think Hannah is the right person for him to talk about these things with. Hannah and Dr. Marcacius are in love, and so are my parents. And whenever my parents are upset, one always talks about it over with the other, even if they don't like it, and that is probably why I saw Daddy crying like a baby the day after Dr. Marcacius arrived, while he was talking on the phone with Mommy's sisters, which are my aunts. My aunts, what a touchy subject for me right now. Well, Sam was the one who manipulated me at the Rainforest Cafe to attack them, but I had to do what is right because protecting innocent people from going to jail means more to me than not hurting the guilty ones and the harassers. I must admit that I do regret hurting them because I had no choice, but the key words in what I just said was no choice, because I had to protect the return from going to jail. I'm sorry that I have no relationship with them right now, but unfortunately that is how it is, which is a term that drives me insane when my parents use it, but I felt it was appropriate for right now. Well, let me rephrase that. It is not that I hate it when they're the use of that term. The truth of the matter is, when my parents say it, is how it is with how smart I and the rest of my family are. I'm actually okay with it because I love the fact I am smart and I am only 6 years old. But when it comes to things I see the President of the United States do, and how hard it is getting by in this world for us having autism, it really does make things more difficult because of it being how it is. Which is why it is very difficult for me when my parents say it is how it is, which is in a way that is negative, because it is fine for me when it is positive. When it comes to my parents and their honesty, like I just said, when it comes to negative things it bothers me, but discipline is something else. I'm not the one to misbehave and have public outbursts, but that's because I'm afraid of discipline, because discipline humiliates me, which is a trait I have from my sensory issues. However, I cannot get away with everything, which is why I still get disciplined sometimes. Of course, I love my parents with all my heart, because they're so nice to me, but sometimes they discipline me, and when they do, they can get to be harsh, which is why I try to avoid discipline. I don't understand why my parents have split personalities that wide from when they're nurturing me to disciplining me. My guess is that it is all from the stress caused by Mommy. If my Mommy is the reason behind all of this because of all of this, yes, my Mommy can stress my Daddy out. I don't know how badly we stress our parents out. But the truth of the matter is, my gut tells me that Dr. Marcacius is stressing my parents out badly because after all, my daddy was crying like a baby the day after Dr. Marcacius appeared, and the rise of Dr. Marcacius happened because there was probably too much stress for him to combine Dr. Marcacius with a mommy who was slowly dying. This is also why I can't wait to winter break to get here, because I'm just ecstatic over us going on vacation. We weren't really able to do it over the summer due to Dr. Marcacius participating in that autism program at the University of Chicago. But before that, in the autism program at the University of Chicago, we went to St. Louis for a few days and had lots of fun. We went to the top of the arch and went to the City Museum, where we went down a 10-story slide and had other fun in the downtown area. We had some fun, but not as fun as our 2,200-mile annual road trip to visit our grandparents in Orlando. However, when I say road trip, the key word to what I am saying is road trip. I don't know if my parents are going to have a good time when we are visiting my grandparents. I may have said this already, but my mom is their daughter-in-law, and I don't think they like her so much because she is not Catholic, and we are not being raised Catholic, and they probably think our religion is crazy. I actually think other religions are crazy because of how strict they are. There are so many rules to follow, while for me, all I have to do is treat the color green as divine and worship God an hour a week, and that's pretty much all I need to do to get to heaven and have God explain to me, God explain to me my autism to make my life make more sense. I want my life to make sense. The reason why I'm on board with being an awareist is because of the same reason Mommy, Daddy, Dr. Marcacius, and Sam are all awarists, which is that we can never stop and nothing can never stop us from believing in God, because there has to be an outside force that gave us autism due to how uncommon autism is. Well, let me rephrase that. There has to be an outside force that gave our mommy and daddy autism. We got it through genetics. However, it doesn't stop me, Sam, and Dr. Marcacius from believing in God, because we want heaven to be a better place for us to get around than this world has been. I can't say that this world is a bad place, because that would be something that if I said to my mommy would say, like, that is like us saying this isn't real, and our mommy and the rest of my immediate family have made clear that if we do that, they will be done with me. I want my family to be done with me because I love my family. Even if Dr. Marcacius and Sam, even if they don't love me back, however, I don't think I know that the kingdom of Robbinsog is real, because Mommy and Daddy say they are the real rulers, and I function under the system that if I am told something is real or it actually happened, that I believe it. So, same with the color green being divine to me. Red for Dr. Marcacius, orange for Sam, blue for Daddy, and purple for Mommy.